Sunday is a special time for my dad and I. We hang out and spend time together watching football games that are on television. Some of the most famous games today include Hall of Fame players and players that are starters in the NFL. Football has not been without its issues. For example, CTE has come to light with players getting hit so hard that their brain loses memory and is in a deep concussion. But these best players took that risk, and others for their passion for football. These best players played in the college football playoffs, also known as the CPF, to get recognized easily with a good team to get drafted in the NFL. The film will demonstrate how did we get here on football and important events in the age of football. Do you know what football is? I will start from present day football to 1879 football to explain the events so you understand better. In 2020, the Washington Redskins were forced to change their name to the Washington's football team because a certain group of people thought of it as a racial slur, instead of honoring the Native Americans. The Washington football team will be looking forward next year to possibly changing their name to a species or an object. New coach Ron Rivera takes away the Redskin name because during this time a police officer killed a black man for no reason, making the Redskin name look like a black person was a Redskin and a white person was a cowboy. People shouted that they were not mascots and they should be treated equally, and that this is the reason why the Washington football team was established, even though the Cleveland Indians, which is known in baseball, were allowed to keep their name. The BCS National Championship game was considered the fifth bowl in 2007. It was very big in college since the beginning of football because there used to be no NFL, and college was all professionals. If none of you know what the BCS National Championship game is, it is the Super Bowl for college football. The BCS National Championship Trophy, the College Football Playoff National Championship Trophy, or the AFCA National Championship Trophy, of the winning team goes to the coach, not like the NFL, where the Super Bowl trophy, the Vince Lombardi trophy, goes to the Tiffany and Company to get their names of the two teams and their score, if so the overtime symbol is shown, and the stadium they played in, the name of the Super Bowl, and the year and month of the game was played on. Then the trophy is sent to the Hall of Fame. CBS, ESPN, ABC, Fox, and other channels allowed the National Football League, which is known as the NFL, to broadcast in 2003 about games played in the past, present, and future. They were also allowed to broadcast over franchises, players, coaches, managers, and remarks over social media, and mic'd up people. Broadcasters were also allowed to comment on who will make it to the playoffs or who they think will. They are also allowed to comment on Super Bowl predictions from the past, present, and future. In 2002, the 32nd team was created called the Houston Texans, making it where there were 4 teams in one division and 4 divisions in one conference. There used to be 5 teams in one division with 3 divisions in the NFC conference and 2 divisions with 5 teams in each and 1 division with 6 teams in the AFC conference. The central divisions became the North and South, and the East and West were still the same. However, eliminating a team or 2 off the divisions, making a 4-team division. The divisions and teams have not changed since 2002, yet teams' names, uniforms, locations, and logos were changed. Women's football were allowed in 1999, breaking the discrimination ban in 1921. Women's football was created in 1920 in England. The professional sport allowed women to have rights over games as a player, coach, manager, and broadcaster. For instance, we have the New York Wolves as our state team for the women's football. The 19th Amendment for the Constitution allowed women to do things men are allowed to do in 1920. but a ban was put out called the FA ban, and it was that women could not play football professionally in 1921 because it was not suitable for their females because of their fragileness. The National Football League, the NFL, in 1977 allowed changes on the offensive side so it was easier for the quarterback to pass the ball. Every player on the offensive side used to be clustered up, and then once the quarterback hiked the ball, the receiver players would disperse onto the field. Since the NFL allowed changes on the offensive layouts, other coaches would create plans for the offensive side to attack on the field using strategy. Trick plays were also allowed, but had to be behind the line of scrimmage, except rugby tosses, which could be before and after the line of scrimmage. The Canadian Football League, also known as the CFL, was created in 1956, making football become more popular of a sport worldwide. People in other countries started taking the ideas of football and making it their own entertainment for their country. Other franchises were established, making it to where their countries would not copy the same name as other countries. For example, if Toronto in Canada has the same name called the Los Angeles Chargers, that would not be allowed, but they can call themselves the Toronto Chargers because that is fine, because that is not where they are from, which is in Los Angeles. They are from Toronto. President of the United States, Teddy Roosevelt, called upon in 1905 the Harvard, Yale, and Princeton would execute a plan to keep football more safe. They made new equipment and rules to decrease injury and death rates from professional players and college students. Teddy Roosevelt helped out the sport so much that players don't die every year, and the injury rate for NCAA football is 8.1 players per 1,000 athletes. The equipment made it to where contact would be very severe. Football is an entertaining sport that started in 1879 by Walter Camp. All the games were played on the east side of America, played by college students. Walter Camp made up rules that fell off of rugby. He made the line of scrimmage and downs. He also played and coached football. In conclusion, this is a summary of how we got here from 2020 to the Gilded Age. Thank you for listening and watching.